Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I actually wanted to give a quick paleo diet update. I've been calling it just paleo because I don't want to think about it as a diet because it's not really dieting. Like, I'm not restricting my calories. I'm not restricting portion size in any formal way. I'm just changing what I'm eating. And it's not even really to lose weight. It's more for health. And I think that would kind of follow though. But I wanted to give a little update on how it's going. It's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I know I've talked about it a little bit, but there have been some things with it that I have struggled with that I didn't know I would struggle with as hard as I am. Like, I've had a pretty big soda habit for a long time. And moving to camp really changed that because we weren't keeping soda in the house. And so I didn't have it as readily available, and that naturally cut down on how much I was having. And just since starting that, I've drank so much less soda than I did before, so much more water. So that has been really good. And paleo completely cuts out soda at all, like not even once in a while, not, like not in moderation at any rate, just no soda. No processed sugar, moderated sugar, and that has not been as big of a struggle as I thought. I was not drinking as much soda as I had been, so it wasn't as big of a change to go to no soda because like I haven't even passed the time period I'm used to going without having a soda. So yeah, but paleo cuts out gluten, all grains, and rice and white potato. You can have sweet potato, although it's been kind of back and forth on stuff I've read, whether sweet potato is like however much sweet potato you want, or it's like moderate sweet potato, but sweet potato is okay. It's just like the starchy vegetables are pretty controlled, or pretty like you don't want to have a ton of it. And they get very much played down, and you really focus on eating good meat, good vegetables, and you can have some nuts and fruit and seeds, some seeds. But that also goes into certain oils that you don't want to have, and dairy is cut out completely. Dairy, I was already almost completely dairy-free because I'm lactose intolerant. There was a few things that I knew didn't actually, like, affect me really when I had them, so I was still like, oh, I'll have a little bit. Like, I would still have cheese on a sandwich, but that was about it. That wasn't a major change either because I was already pretty dairy-free. The only difference was it changed the coffee creamer I could have. So I had to find a different coffee creamer. And I've been using coconut milk creamer, and I actually just found a really good almond milk creamer. So switching to those has helped. And the biggest thing that's been the hardest has been the bread and the no white potatoes. The starch has been the hardest, and it's gluten-free, but it's more than gluten-free. It's not just gluten-free, it's grain-free, like completely no grains whatsoever. And that's a difficult shift. Like, that's a major shift. So I've been working through it. I've been doing pretty good, I think. I've been trying to be really like friendly to myself with it, not super strict, but trying to stay on it as much as I can. Like, I went to New Leaf and I got some a few staple things that, like I found a bread I could have, because I've found that bread is the hardest thing for me to not have right now. And so I found a tapioca bread that does fit paleo. It just, they try to suggest not finding major alternatives like that, because they don't want you obsessed with just recreating within those boundaries what you're missing. They want you more like getting excited about what they do push that you can have. You know, they want you more excited about fruit and veggies and meat and nuts, and they don't want you like, oh, I need a piece of bread. But there are some things that just, while I'm transitioning, it's nice while I'm transitioning to have a bread that I can have within it. And I did not know I was going to struggle with this as much, but we had biscuits and gravy served for breakfast the other day at camp, and it killed me not to have it. And it wasn't the gravy part completely. Like, I love biscuits and gravy. My aunt makes the best biscuits and gravy ever, but I just, not having the biscuits, and oh gosh, it killed me. So that has been the thing I found the hardest. So I was really happy at New Leaf to find a bread I could have. And I'm slowly trying to find out more about really what I can have, what I personally, not just am affected by, although that's a major part of paleo, but what I taste-wise am looking for and other ways to kind of satisfy that. So finding stuff I can snack on when I need to, stuff like that has been things I'm working on, and still learning what the actual guidelines of paleo are, because there's a lot of different variations. So the biggest reason I delved into this was digestion and hormone balance. Now, I can't know for sure what my hormones look like right now, but I've been taking my pill every day, and I have been as consistent with paleo. Like, I've been trying really hard to be super consistent with paleo. I have given myself Wednesday nights off when we go to Bible study. Like, the whole first part of the day I stay on it, but Wednesday night dinner is usually, like, I've given myself that meal off because I can't control what we have at church. So I don't want to have to worry about it and stress over it when I don't have control over the food we're having. So that has been something I've had to kind of input also, just so I can still function on Wednesday nights and have dinner. But anyways, so I don't know what my hormone levels actually look like. I don't have a way of testing them, but I have been super consistent, and I've been feeling like they're pretty level. I've been feeling pretty good in that respect, at least from my own experience with knowing how I feel when they're up and down. I've been feeling pretty level. I've been feeling pretty good. And digestion has felt a lot better too. And I don't know if I'm now discovering I've had a gluten intolerance that I didn't know about. I know I don't have celiac, but having a gluten intolerance is still possible. And I think maybe not just because I don't think dairy was doing it. I wasn't having much dairy. I know I'm lactose intolerant, but I wasn't having much dairy. I don't think I was having any dairy enough to cause digestion problems. And it was always pretty obvious when I had had too much dairy, and that's what was causing it. That's what was making me feel sick. That was obvious. I knew, I could tell when I had too much if I had had dairy. But I was not having hardly any, and so that just wasn't it. The major shift I did was take out gluten and grains. And so I think maybe I'm discovering I had a gluten intolerance I didn't know about. But either way, these are shifts I'm making, and I actually got to talk to my friend who also eats pretty paleo, and she's the one that introduced me to the podcast I've been listening to about it. And she gave me some of her paleo cookbooks to look through and try some stuff out. So I got the Zen Belly cookbook, and this woman is actually a chef. Where is her name? Oh, written and photographed by Simone Miller. So Zen Belly cookbook is one I'm going to look at. I also got from her Well Fed by Melissa Jowlan. I don't know how to say that last name right there. And Nom Nom Paleo by Michelle Tam and Henry Fong. So I'm going to look through these, and I know it has some paleo information in it too, besides the recipes. I'm going to look through these, and it'll help, and yeah. I just thought it would be fun to kind of do a little paleo update and kind of share what I'm working on so far and what my experience has been so far. It's a huge shift that I'm having to adjust to, but I think it's helping, so I'm going to kind of just keep going. And I even talked with my friend earlier today about like the 80-20 rule, eating paleo 80% of the time, giving yourself 20% leeway to, you know, in this transition phase, if I need to have white potato 2 or 3 times a week while I'm figuring it out, that's at least staying grain, dairy, and processed food free. So that's a huge deal, and that's still really, really good. So that was a good conversation too. Yeah. That's what it is. If you guys have gone paleo at all, or you know anything about paleo, let me know your experience in the comments below. And if you have any questions, leave those in the comments below as well, and I can try to answer them. I know I've said this whole time, this was majorly about hormone balance for me. And I can give some more information if you guys are curious about that too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you in some way and you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, click the screen and subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!